Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Cyrano, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at top 5 budget phones that I'm not ready to stop using in 2022. But if it's your very first time to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through and spending your time with me in this video. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So today we're going to be taking a look at one of the older phones that I've been enjoying over the recent years, and I'm not ready to stop using this device in 2022, even though it's probably a lot older and it's definitely not as new as it was when I first got it or whatever. It does have some scratches on the back, which you can see when you put it like in direct light or whatever, and you can kind of see, it does have some scratches or whatever. So it's going to be really older. It's not going to be in pristine condition, but I remember this device was pretty popular when I did first picked it up and everything, because it was one of the first devices to release with a punch hole cutout at the left hand top corner. It also does have SIM tray slot for your expansion of your SIM card and stuff like that. So this device does have some really nice features that I'll get into. 6.35 inch display. It also does have a single firing speaker on here, micro nano card as well, or SD card for expansion on here. When it comes to the display, it has that punch hole cutout, like I said, so it's gonna look extremely nice to look at. So it does actually offer protection of dragon trail glass on here. LCD IPS display. You can see the punch hole cutout at the left hand top corner, which is really nice. It's got this really unique thing where you can swipe across and get animations for, it kind of reminds me of LG, how they did that. You can go down to the bottom and you can actually arrange the different options down here, or it has some really fun features with this device that I probably talked about in separate videos. So if you're really interested, make sure you check out other videos that I did on this device. But fingerprint sensor on the back, around back, and we do get a nice camera setup on here, 271 for the PPI as well. Helio P23, 4 GB of RAM, 64 of internal storage as well. Gyroscope is on board, and an LED light, as well as a light sensor at the top. And there's no actual headphone jack on this, so I just want to throw that out there. But decent viewing angles, 13 megapixel, 5 megapixel for the wide angle, and 2 megapixel for portraits. And on the front we do get a 5 megapixel. Now another device I'm not ready to stop using in 2022, even though this device I have had it for quite some time now, is the LG Stylo 5, and it just feels really cold to the touch on the side part right here. I think this is like aluminum on the sides, but it has a really nice cold to the touch feeling. It has like a squared design to it. You can see the antenna strips on here. Really nice overall design on this thing. You do get the SD card expansion right here at the bottom, which is cool. You could just slide that out and you do get expansion as well. You can unlock it with Metro, or you could buy it unlocked on Amazon, so I'll make sure to leave the cheapest link down below. What's really cool is this device does have a notification light and a stylus pen. It also does have the Snapdragon 453 GB of RAM coupled with 64 of internal storage. So single firing speaker, fingerprint on the back, single camera on the back as well, Type-C for charging, and a headphone jack on the bottom. It does have a DTS surround sound, I think, which is pretty cool, as well as power button on the right with volume rockers, which are separated. I like that they separated them, but it feels really good when you hold it in your hand because it's just kind of cold. LG logo on the back. 3,500 milliamp hour battery on here as well, and so it does have a really nice display on this thing. So the display that LG was using was one of their really nice displays. Wow, this feels really good in the hand. That cold to the touch feeling, I can't get over that. But LED light on the top right hand corner, it does light up whenever like you're getting new notifications in, so it will light up when that happens. But most of the time it's just going to be off. So I just want to throw that out there. It does have a really nice feel in the hand. It's not going to be the most powerful phone in the world, but 13 megapixel around back, 5 on the front as well, and just a nice solid build with this thing. They really did a really good job with the build quality. Fingerprint is decently quick on here. It's not going to be the fastest in the world, but you're going to have that pen software to play around with when you're using this guy, mainly for taking notes and marking things down on a calendar and maybe sketching, things like that. So, you know, the performance is going to be pretty decent. This thing did also get an update, has some pen software here you could play around with. So I just really like LG's what they were doing here. They made out a budget option for the Note when it wasn't available for you know, users who couldn't afford the Note. So this is one of my favorite devices for that reason, but let's just jump into the next phone that I'm not ready to get rid of or whatever. Now, another device that I'm not ready to get rid of in 2022 is the Alcatel V3V 2019. And this had a lot of things done right with it when it first came out. It also did have its fair share of issues as well, but this was probably one of my favorite devices from Alcatel ever. Just had some good, really nice dual speakers on here. We did get a 6.7 inch display, 720 by 1440, 16 megapixel around back, 3 gigabytes of RAM coupled with a Helio P22 4000 milliamp hour battery. You also got a headphone jack at the top of here and an IR blaster to control your electronics, which was really cool. A microphone at the top and bottom, headphone jack, dual speakers. So this thing was like packed to the neck when it came to like all the features that they did offer. Dragon Trail glass on here, which kind of held up well. It did scratch a little bit, but it held up pretty well. Just a solid overall, just 240 for the PPI, but really good sounding speakers, as you can see, just really clear. Huge display. This thing does have Bluetooth 4.2, so I just want to throw that out there, but I'm still not ready to give this guy up. I'm still not ready to stop using this guy. Fast charging, 4000 milliamp hour battery on this thing, facial recognition, and just overall a really huge panel just to play around with. It just gave me really good vibes. Not the best camera in the world, but in daytime you could take some decent you could take some decent pictures with this thing in daytime. They do have like AR emojis that you could play around with. So I'm not sure why the eyes are still closed. That's weird. Oh, there we go. He's alive. But just a lot of cool features on here. Portrait mode on board. For a decent budget device, this was pretty good. It did have some software glitches in the gallery app. It would like duplicate pictures that you took, but other than that, it was a really solid device to use for phone calls, text messaging, social media, movies, Netflix, things of that nature. So this is the Nokia 4.2, and I'm still not ready to give this device up. It's just overall extremely solid and well built. It's got glass on the front and on the back. It's got this nice vertical camera setup, which looks really cool. We did get the Android 1 launch on here, so you basically are on Android 11 at this point. Not sure if it'll get Android 12. I think this was the last major update that it got, because it did go from 9 to 10 to 11. So you got a ambient LED light on the power button. When you hit that, it's an LED light when you get notifications as well. Nice clicky buttons on here. The only thing is it does have micro USB on here and a big chin with the Nokia branding, but we do get a 5.71 inch display, 13 megapixel around back. The 2 or the 3 gigabyte RAM model is available, or the Snapdragon, and it does have a Snapdragon 439, which is actually well optimized with Qualcomm as well. And like I said, this is going to be a really nice device, Bluetooth 4.2, so I just want to make sure you notate that. But we do have a 1080 display, the 1080 camera on the back, 720 display on the front, 720 by 1520, so it's going to have a high density when it comes to the 295 pixels. It's like medium density actually, and then you get Android 11 right now, so it's pretty cool. dual camera setup with the 2 megapixel on there, as well as the 8 megapixel around front, 3000 milliamp hour battery. But I definitely think this is still a device worth picking up. Facial recognition on here, as well as your fingerprint on the rear, so it's gonna offer some pretty nice performance. Do drop notch at the top, but overall just a really nice, well-built phone. Now the next device I want to get into is the Realme 5 Pro, and the Realme's been like killing it right now with smartphones, but I feel like every time they release a device, it's always very frequently, but this one is still relevant. I'm not ready to give this one up just yet. It's got this really nice glass magnetic case that I just like to use on here, but the back of this device is like a piece of art, because you can see it has like these mosaic like tiles on the back of here, a vertical camera setup, which is going to be crazy with a 48 megapixel camera, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, paired with it does have the 6.3 inches on here. We do get like I said, 128 gigabytes paired with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 48 megapixel camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel for macro. It does record in 4K. It did get the Android 11 update, but this is a really solid device. I definitely like using this thing overall for the price. It's got a really good feel in the hand, really nice piece of hardware on this guy. The performance is going to be really solid on this thing as well, because it's going to give you the 20 watts fast charging, 4035 milliamp hour battery, but we're also getting a really solid performance with the Snapdragon 712 and 409 to the pixels per inch on this thing, which is going to be really crazy. We are running that red Realme software on here, which is nice. So I think there is an Android 11 update on this thing as well, but we'll get into that in a little bit more detail. But I just, I'm not ready to give this guy up. Just really solid overall performance on this thing. But let me know what you guys think about these top 5 phones that I'm not ready to get rid of. Let me know what phones you aren't ready to get rid of in the comment section, and I'm gonna get right back with you later, crew. I'll check you guys later. Peace.